here we go, a new edition of the LosAmigos.com preview show. I'm your host, Jose Contreras, alongside the voice of Los Amigos, Michael Rena. Michael, how you doing on this nice, it's a pretty hot Southern California day out here. So how you doing on this Thursday afternoon?
All right. The sun's just peeking through pretty late in proceedings at Huntington Beach. It's been a grey day so far, but might get out for a little stroll and some fresh air when we wrap up this recording, mate.
Yeah, looking forward to catching up with you as we look at the 9-race program for Saturday night. We do have a stakes event, no baby races, no quarter horse baby races, because the Robert Adair Kindergarten Futurity Trials are approaching on Saturday, April 21st. So just a few weeks here for that. Actually, 10 days to be exact.
It'll be next week,
next week. So 10 days as of we're recording here, but only 1 week following this weekend's races at Los Al for the Kindergarten Futurity Trial. So no baby races on the Saturday program. We don't have the entries just yet for Sunday. So we'll see what we get on Sunday night. But for Saturday, 9 races. Featuring race will be the Virginia Hyland Stakes, a 350-yard event. We'll have a rematch of Nymphet and AJ Born Runnin, who just finished 1-2 in the Denim and Diamonds. We'll talk about that race briefly as we wrap up our segment. Let's begin the program with a horse you're going to give us here, some analysis, and you're going to take us to race number 4.
First leg of the pick 6. It's around the turn, 1,000 yards, and I think it's a good-looking spot for Dancing Bon Bon, who is, I think, ready to win. The performances at Los Alamitos across her last 6 races have been quite consistent, just hasn't found the winner's circle. She's been playing her trade largely in allowance ranks, and this drop into a 62.50 condition claiming race for fillies and mares looks ideal. Edgar Payeras getting on board. We have a replay to show you from 3 starts back in a $12,500 claiming race for non-winners of 3. Let's check that out on February 17, where she had post position 3.
And I want to say she went off at 7-1 in this field of 6, but she only missed by a neck this night.
Yeah, she's got the green silks white bridle, getting back next to last, and ends up spotting the speed about a half dozen lengths along the back stretch, but begins to come into it around the turn and get involved in a finish that included Blackened and Tis the Prospect. Blackened is the horse running second. Tis the Prospect, I think, is the leader on the inside. And here's this move now in the green colours, 1 off the rail to a level 4th from Dancing Bon Bon, who cuts through 1 off the rail, comes to the inside of the leader. Blackened comes down the outside, and it's a great finish with a nose separating the top 2. Dancing Bon Bon just a head back, galloped out nicely. Look, the simple fact of the matter, Jose, is that for me, that performance at that level would win this race on Saturday night. And I think she's spotted very aggressively and with the full intention of getting her a winner's circle photo.
You know what I found interesting looking at her PP? She was claimed for 3,200 against the boys back on December 17th. That's when she was claimed. And she's been protected pretty much in allowances or starter allowances in 4 of the last 5 starts. The only time she was entered for a claiming tag was that replay we saw, and that was for 12.5. So they're significantly dropping in class here for Dancing Bomba.
Yeah, I actually made a note of her off that race in mid-December, her first at Los Al. It doesn't really show, at least in the short comment, but I remember she was fanned for forced rather wide. I thought it was a good solid run, admittedly just for the $3,200 claiming price. And she's just been finding the allowance races slightly beyond her, while never being disgraced. You know, she's been poking around there and thereabouts. And again, I just think Nunez has her spotted to perfection here on Saturday night. By the way, I'm tipping a productive night for Jesus Nunez. There's a few of his that I'm giving more than a passing glance at.
Okay, so it could be a good barn there for the barn of Jesus Nunez, as Mike Corona gives a look to Dancing Bon Bon in race number 4, start of the pick 6, listed at 5-2 on the morning line with Edgar Payeras in the saddle. Let's go peek ahead to the featured event, the Virginia Hyland Stakes. We'll have a rematch of the top 2 coming out of the Denim and Diamonds. This stakes event for the fillies and mares, 3 year-olds and up. Going a distance of 350 yards, the same distance of the Denim and Diamonds back on February 24th. So we have a little bit of a rematch here. Then Fett draws gate 3. She missed by a head. AJ Born Runnin won by a head. She drew the outside post that night. Now she draws in gate 5. They're the we'll call them the co-favorites. One is 8-5, the other one's 2-1. So we have a rematch here of the Denim and Diamonds.
Yeah, there was a lot more separating them in the wagering last time out than will be the case on Saturday night. Nymphet, coming off a third-place finish in the Grade 1 Charger Bar, was overlooked in the Denim and Diamonds. She did have gate 1, but she went off around 8-1 and almost won the race. You know that she's been ultra-talented from day one, fairly lightly raced still. And I don't think we've necessarily seen the ceiling yet for Nymphet. And now we get the post positions evening up somewhat. I know AJ Born Runnin still will be drawn outside Nymphet, but you know, they were the extreme opposite ends of the line in the Denim and Diamonds. Nymphet gate 1, AJ Born Runnin gate 10, and now they come to gates 3 and 5 respectively. So that should even things up a little bit more. And it looks like a great contest. They're both good quality fillies, and there's other horses that will make this a very contentious race. Looking forward to it as the Los Alamitos Stakes program for fillies and mares continues to impress. It's offering horsemen a great option across the calendar.
Yes, it is. It's a fun series. The horsemen really enjoy it, and as fans, we're getting to see a lot of these fillies kind of match up against each other and build a little bit of a rivalry. Tena Rena, good win in the County Hall there. Big late strides. She's a filly that has shown promise as well. Even Forever Dynasty, who comes out of the same race, out of the same race 2 back. She showed very good gate speed, and she draws the outside post, which I think makes her interesting because she can fly from the gates and from the outside. If she does that, it could prove a tough customer on the front end.
Sure. And favorite Lady Cartel always stays under notice. I mean, she ran 4th with a troubled trip in the Denim and Diamonds. Either side of that, she boasts allowance victories. I've got more trouble notes for this horse than probably any other horse on the grounds, or at least she's up there competing for that dubious distinction. And even with that last start win, Jose, gee, she makes life difficult for herself, doesn't she?
Yes. She won by a head. She could have won better. There's upside. Yes, for sure. So she's 3 for 8. A couple of those could have been more wins, so she could have easily been 5 for 8 up to this point. And to get back to Nymphet, that might have been the best she's ever broken in her career last time out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if she can replicate that. The start's going to be crucial. Of course, favorite Lady Cartel is often not well away, and she's one of the next door neighbors for Nymphet. Maybe that'll help Nymphet.
Yeah, and maybe that will help that one. But we'll see if she can break as well as she did back in the Denim and Diamonds. We'll see if AJ Born Runnin can work out a ideal trip like she did from the outside post. Now she's drawn in gate number 5. That's a quick preview of the Virginia Hyland Stakes, race number 9, the final race on Saturday night's program. I do see that you're sporting your Aussie Racing polo. Looking good there. And it was a pleasure to be on the FanDuel TV signal last weekend with you, to be part of the Day 1 Championships at Randwick coverage. We'll be on again this upcoming Friday, Pacific time. It'll be right around 9 p.m. Pacific time, leading up to right around midnight time on the West Coast time.
Yep, there are 4 group or grade 1 races again Friday night from Randwick, as was the case last week for day 1 of the championships. It's a 2-day mega event with about 25 million Australian in purses distributed across both cards. It's rather similar, really, to the Breeders' Cup, except the 2 cards are a week apart instead of on successive days. But it was a lot of fun being alongside you in the FanDuel TV studios last week, and looking forward to revisiting that whole scenario tomorrow night.
Yeah, Dubs and Jason Witham will be on site there for FanDuel TV. We'll be maneuvering there the signal from the studio. So tune in if you want to this upcoming Friday for day 2 of the championships at Randwick. And again, it's kind of like the Breeders' Cup, to put it in U.S. terms, but they just happen to be Fridays apart, and looking forward to a card. It should be a good one here on
Yeah,
day two.
it's the second half of the season in the Southern Hemisphere. The Australian racing season begins on the 1st of August and runs through July. So they're deep into the season. I know it can be a little confusing thinking, what are you doing with championship races in April? But it's actually getting to the business end of the season down under. And by the way, there is a preview that I have written for Sky Racing World. It'll be up sometime soon I'll retweet it. You'll find it at the Paulick Report, skyracingworld.com. I'll have it on my Twitter. So that'll give folk a chance to become a little more familiar with some of the star names gracing the card at Randwick in Sydney tomorrow night.
Sounds good. Thank you for that. We'll be looking forward to it, and we'll be looking forward to your selection and race calls coming up this weekend at Los Alamitos. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you next week, Michael.
Okay, mate. Good on you. Hooroo.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick Six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
That's right. Welcome back. Both the pick four pools and the pick six pools have been strong here as we're back with Los Alamitos Racing Analyst, Chris Wade. Chris, welcome back to the program. How you doing?
We're doing good. Got some good ones going this weekend. Our numbers were pretty good on Sunday. Close out the week pretty good. I think we had 5 tops and one second and three runner up at third place, third selection. So our numbers are pretty good this weekend.
Yeah, we're looking forward to continuing the good trend here as we're talking about the Saturday night program. Race number 8 will be where you're going to take us here for this selection here. And you're giving a long shot look here to a pretty good price. And then we're going to be talking about Pacifica in race number 8, drawn in gate number 8. Give me a long shot look on this horse.
Yeah, this horse was a $40,000 Los Alamitos equine sale purchase. Is well met, well bred, well connected, and some up and coming Arizona connections. And this horse has shown ability in the races at Ruidoso and both efforts at Los Alamitos, both of them with a good amount of trouble. If this horse could just break somewhere close, could have a look at a huge price. And this is what kind of horse is going to improve with experience, improve with distance. Fortunately, just gets that 300 here tonight. But if sort of could just break, could be a factor, a huge price. There is a stab play, but this horse is one of those kind of horses that's going to blow a top apart, but this horse does break. And my only concern is drawn up against a horse coming up 110-yard affair. So the horse could outbreak our horse and maybe cross, but if this horse can just get out and have a clear path, it could be a factor of price.
Let's take a look at that replay there for March 23rd. And the comment says Falls broke off slow here on Pacifica. And she was gate 5 in this field of 7. So let's talk to me about this replay here for Pacifica, who was a big price based on those running lines, 20-1.
Yeah, this horse leaned back at the start, was in post number 4. Mamacitas down there on the rail. They come on the same race. This horse was moving as the gates opened up, rode very slow, and lost multiple lengths, was crossed, and is kind of climbing early with a good amount of run the final half of the affair. But this horse was leveling out pretty strongly late under a hold, and the horse got beat multiple lengths, but this horse is starting out pretty well in the wire. It's a long shot looker, but this horse could just break. It could be a factor. See the gallop out into the turn right there was pretty good, and it has a look at a big price. Leaned back at the start, and was crossed away from there and slow in the stride, but showed a good amount of run late under a hold the final half of the affair.
Yeah, and I'm going to rewind the slow-mo break here once again, just because right there she's going to almost break through the gate and kind of hesitates and pretty much lose all chance. Like you mentioned, this horse was finishing with some run under a pool. So if she can get her act together, right, she definitely would have finished better than 5th in that event.
Oh, yeah. She just, with my numbers and trouble and track variant, the horse got to look at grab a slice of the pie at a huge price. It'll be overlooked in the wagering. 15-1 program is up against a decent group. There's a number of horses that are very, very good that have big looks at the outcome, including Sarsaparilla at a little bit of number. Mamacita has a good look. And, of course, Belia is stretching out off a 110-yard affair, but will be on the engine stretching out here tonight off that 21-night layoff.
Field of 9, race number 8, a competitive group here to start the late double at Los Alamitos, and Chris likes the long shot look of Pacifica, drawn in gate number 8 here. What's on your task here for the simulcast signal? What races and what racetracks are you handicapping this weekend?
Yeah, they got trials. They got trials at Remington Park this weekend, and we're handling races 4 through 12 at Remington Park, and we got some good lookers there. The hot barns right now is the speaker Steinbach, and of course Old Olmsted going great guns right now, and Ali Riviera, and of course Escobato rides for Olmsted. He had 4 wins last weekend in a row with some 2-year-olds, and almost got 5 that night. Came with their nose and making it 5 in a row. So they're going great guns, and the 2 hot barns as we speak this week so far.
All right, so we'll take a look at those selections there from Chris Wade there in the Nightlands program, and also at losalamitos.com as well. All right, Chris, thank you for joining us. Good luck with your long shot look. Pacifica, let's hope you get a clean break come Saturday night.
I certainly hope so. So you have a good night. We'll see you out there.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
All right, let's take a look here at race number 6, a horse that I want to play back here this upcoming Saturday night. Race number 6, 1,000 yards, initial claiming tag of $8,000. A horse that actually just ran last week, and I'm going to give another shot here is Thunderheart. Thunderheart will be drawn in gate number 6 in the field of 7. He went off favorite last week, and he just had an uncomfortable trip. Was not able to flash his usual speed. That took him out of his game here. So let's take a look at the replay here from last week from Thunderheart, and this night back on April 7th, he had the inside post. He took plenty of betting support to go off as a favorite. I don't remember him being the morning line favorite, but I could be wrong about that. But he ended up going off as a morning line favorite. You see, it was a clean break. It wasn't a fast break, but it was a clean break. And at this point, his rider, that nice Serapa Figueroa, is trying to hustle him into position, but he never gets into a good rhythm here. He begins to kind of be in a tight spot, and the spotting, he begins to kind of right there. It's going to get tight for him. He's not shoving anymore. He's trying to keep his position, and that position pretty much goes away right here. He has to steady back, losing momentum. He tries to get back into the mix of things right here, and again has to steady behind horses. Wait. Once he gets back to riding and the rail opens up, the rest kind of got away from him. The top 2 got the jump on him. He tries to keep going here. He tries to make up a ground in the stretch, but that late punch was gone. And I think it was due to that, to those multiple times he had to steady. So it was an uncomfortable trip there for Thunderheart. He wasn't able to kind of settle into a good rhythm. He had to steady a couple of times. I think that ultimately took him out of his game here. So Thunderheart making a quick turnaround, only a week apart. But I think the barn probably said, you know what, we could have run better. It was a tough trip. You get a better post today, post 6, and you land the field that doesn't have a ton of clear-cut speed. Divine Rascal, the 3, probably is going to show speed with the class drop. Stormy Samurai should be in the mix, but I don't think he's as quick as either Divine Rascal or even Thunderheart. Black Magician, once upon a time, was showing good enough speed, and maybe that's one that can be in the mix of things. But I think Thunderheart lands a pretty good post. I think we'll see better speed. If he repeats his win from 2 back in 52.86, I think he's a major threat here to be a winning candidate once again. So Thunderheart will be my play for Saturday night in race number 6, and he's listed at odds of 4-1. That's going to do it here for this weekend's Los Alamitos preview show. Race number 9, again on Saturday night, will be the Virginia Hyland Stakes, purse of $40,000 for the fillies and mares, going a distance of 350 yards, and we have a rematch there of the top 2 finishers of the Denim and Diamonds in Nymphet and AJ Born Runnin. For Michael, for Chris, I'm Jose. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Stay tuned to LosAlamitos.com for all kinds of race previews, race recaps, and also all your videos for the Los Alamitos 2-year-old gate workouts that you can enjoy at your convenience. And again, reminder, next weekend, the weekend of April 21st, we'll have the trials for the Robert Adair Kindergarten Futurity here at Los Alamitos. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you for joining us.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.